Hello again. I am back, obviously, and I did wait a little bit because I wanted to make sure that the first part of the video was actually, well, technically the second part because of the crash, but whatever. Well, the actual first part of the video, I'm calling it, was uploaded fully, and it took way too long because this is why you don't upload uncompressed video files. Because the file was so freaking big, it was like, oh yeah, let's take 2 hours. So, there's that. And of course it's nighttime. Fuck! Well, I also did chop down a bunch of these trees over there, and I lit some areas up. And also, you can't really see it from over here because it's, of course, it's a really hilly seed. Up there as well. And, why? How is one of them not even grown yet? What? 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 The fuck is wrong with you, wheat? I'm gonna take this tree down as well. Also, just like the bug with wheat that I wanted to show, there is another bug as well involving, what is it? Respawning that I also want to show off. And it's a weird one. Though I obviously have to put all my stuff away and then jump off of a ledge and die. And then I have to make sure I actually know where the spawn point is, because it's in the water! So I have to mark that out somehow. I mean, I know the coordinate is obviously 0, 0, but I don't have any way to tell because there's no coordinate screen in this. So let's make... Let's chest. Let's put that right here. This... I'm not saving this yet because there is a obviously bug with chest saving, and I gotta make sure I do this right. There is a way to get around it. And I figured that out with way too much testing, to say the least. Iron. The actual way to get around that specifically involves making sure that you make a block update next to the chest. The reason for this is a guess, by the way, but it's an educated guess. Chunks, I think, only save if they know there is some type of change to them. And thus, if the game doesn't detect a chunk change, it doesn't automatically save it or register it or whatever. And thus, sorry. Well, and thus, in this case, with the March 27 version of Infdev, the chests having items added to them doesn't actually directly cause a, well, block update or something. And thus the, well, chest doesn't save and the game is like, oh, there's nothing, and then sometimes deletes it. Though, after some way more testing than I should have done, I have determined that forcing chunk updates by intentionally placing a block or two next to said chest, or at least in the same chunk as said chest, does, seemingly with a 100% success rate, save the chest. This gets fixed in the March 30th version. Excuse me. So, I don't have to worry about that starting on Tuesday. Yeet! But until then, I do. So, there's that. Oh wait, I can show off one other bug with this. So respawn. And now I am here. Notice how there's two entities. Is this one. I'm digging that dirt out so I have some type of marker. What? I'm gonna turn around, and on turn around, I should say, you'll see what this one of these bugs is. For whatever reason, when you die, your dead body doesn't delete itself. Also, notice how looking at it causes my arm to move. Turn around, doesn't. Once it comes into frame, it does. It's a lot with how it's moving in the inventory as well. Oh yeah, you can push this as well, but it's like... What? And if you go over here, the hitbox seems to be based on the actual player. And obviously the player's arm moves as well. Because this most likely is another instance of an entity player. However, just the actual entity and not the in-game GUI type of crap. And thus, it just kind of stays here like this. This bug actually stays in the March 30th version as well, so that's interesting. But wait. I thought I just saw it move. I'm like, oh no, it's moving as well! It's haunted! Why does it have to be nighttime? Oh yeah, I don't know if you noticed that, but I can actually place blocks inside of myself. Another March 27th bug. So this is, as far as I'm aware, 0, 0. Now technically, that's actually the block from 0 to 0.9999999 on both axes. But you actually spawn on the vertex because that actually is the real 0, 0. Oh. It's an old version. Expect bugs. But obviously because of that, then the... Well... then the actual game itself, or whatever... I have no idea what I'm saying. Well... Okay, I actually have legitimately no idea what I'm trying to say. Well, anyway, to prevent myself from sounding like an idiot, basically, you spawn on the vertex, but that's the actual block itself from 0 to just before 1, because, you know, blocks, and respawning sets you there, but that's the actual block, so I'm just gonna be like, yeah, screw it. And I'm working that out so I don't spawn in the water. And why is this not growing? Oh. Ah. Thank you, Wheat. Make another one of these chests because dead. This is the bug I wanted to show. You can't break wheat normally. I'm kidding. That's not the actual bug. This, well, other than this lighting bug, which gets fixed in the March 30th version, this is the real bug. Look. Yeah, that's right. I just placed wheat down, or I just placed a seed down, and it instantly grew. This is because, for whatever reason, the game doesn't reset the metadata or something for wheat, and thus, when you replant it, it just fully plants itself again. So, you can get a crap ton of wheat with this. One person jokingly called it like Infdev Inf Wheat or something. Now, is this bug OP? Yes. Does it get patched instantly? Obviously. Well, that's all I really wanted to show, except for, obviously, making sure I save the chest correctly. So I'm going to take everything out of this one because I still don't trust it. And oh yeah, entities or no, items or non-solid blocks or whatever render behind solid blocks inside of the inventory. Probably has something to do with like positioning or whatever. And I will put this wheat in here. And I will place a sapling here, here, and I can't do it there. Screw it. I swear, if I get extra items from this one not saving right or something, that would be hilarious. Let's hope this works. Stupid old hard drive. The tree! It's back! Generate the world and boom! Tree out of nowhere! And moment of truth. Okay, good. That saved too. So that's all I really have to say for this. I will definitely make an update once I finally get to getting around to specifically... Oh, and that entity's gone too, because entities don't save. Except for the player's inventory and position, but that's technically different. Well, I will show off one more bug. I'm gonna put everything back in the chest. This one too, and these as well. And, I'm not actually 100% sure which side the chunk board is on, so that's why I'm putting it on all four of them. And I just realized it's not actually going to edit itself if I put the thing in there. Now it should, because I just broke that leaf and thus that chunk just updated. And it was almost right above the chest, so it should be good. Oh. Okay, so apparently the furnace didn't save right. Because I did take some stuff out of the furnace at one point when it was at 8, but then I didn't take it out until after it was done, and I guess because after I took the first... I put 16 in there. After I put the first 8 in the furnace, well... No, after I took the first 8 out of the furnace, then the furnace itself ended up going from its on state to its off state, causing a chunk update. saving that. However, there was no chunk update after that. And, well, after I took the second 8 out of the furnace, and thus this 8 here ended up specifically reappearing. I'm gonna hopefully... There. I will keep that because that was accidental, but I'm not going to intentionally abuse this glitch for duping. I found it's a little bit too easy to do, so it feels a little bit too close to cheating. The ore respawn glitch is a little different. That's so well, I mean, this one's version specific too, but like, your respawn bug is also very version specific, and I feel that one, considering you still have to mine every ore, well then, I feel it's a little bit more fair. Now I'm going to push respawn multiple times and I'll show you what happens. And now one's falling to its death. But you see? It's Steve. And it's another Steve. And yet I'm also Steve. Oh yeah, that one's dying. Oh, it's causing me to take the thing as well. Oh, and it dies, and now its corpse is just staying there too. You can still push it. It fell. So basically, there's multiple things involving entities being shit, and one of them is if you intentionally die, the corpse doesn't go away, and then if you push respawn multiple times, it ends up registering multiple clicks and spawning another entity player, object specifically, like another entity player entity. Again, only one of them actually registers to, like, the exact player, but then the rest just become, like, dummy entities that are registered as being of type player. It just causes multiple of them to generate. And yes, you can kill them, because death. Because murder! And now let's see if I was able to save that. Lag. Okay, there we go. Chunk loading is a laggy bastard. So 01, 64 is in here, and empty, as it should be. Alright, there's a lot of float. There's some right there, over there as well, and that, and then there's this massive thing. Oh, that thing too. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of weird random floating blocks in this terrain generator. Oh, there too. Because the early Infdev terrain is crazy, to say the least. And I love it. Perfect. Well, that's all I have to say, other than, well, that the chests and all that jazz saved, right? And that's a bunch of random bugs I want to get out on the first day. That's all I have to do. Hopefully I have a good one. I will continue this whenever possible, and hopefully get to showing the ore respawn bug off before Tuesday. Have a good one. Bye.